Hi students, welcome to plus 2 computer class. So in the previous video we already discussed about data types of SQL and also how we are working with MySQL software, how we are opening MySQL, then how we are creating a database. We are using the command create a database command for creating a database and also opening database. For opening database we are using use and also the different data types of SQL, MySQL. Numeric data type, string data type and date and time. Okay, so that we already seen. These are the basic information relating to MySQL software. Then in this video we are going to begin our practical section. That means we are going to start SQL commands. Then how we are creating tables. Then how we are, what are the different rules for naming a table, and also we will discuss the different constraints. Okay, so we'll start with MySQL commands. The first section was SQL commands. SQL commands. Then MySQL is a query language. MySQL is a query language and it is used for creating database, and also it used for creating database. We can insert values into database, we can modify data, so whatever operation we can perform. So we already discussed three components of database: DDL, DML and DCL. What does DDL indicate? Data definition language. Data definition language is used to change the structure of a database. Structure of a database. The commonly used commands are create, alter, then third one was drop. Okay, these are the three DDL command. DDL means create, to modify the structure of database. Create is used for creating table and also for database. Alter, to alter the structure of database, and third one was drop, to drop a table permanently from the database. Then data manipulation language, to modify the database. So commonly used commands are select, insert, then update, and one more is the delete. So these are the 4 SQL commands that we are using in DML, data manipulation language. Select, to select the rows, and insert, to insert tables, then update, to modify the values, and last one is delete, to delete a row from a relation. So these 4 SQL command is belonging to DML, and after that DCL, data control language. So 2 commands are grant and revoke. Grant and revoke. DCL commands are grant and revoke. So these are the 3 different types of languages, SQL commands that we are using. DDL, data definition language; DML, data manipulation language; and DCL, data control language. So these are the different types of SQL commands. So all these SQL commands that we are going to discuss in this section except this DCL. Okay, DCL we are not using for our transaction. Instead of that, we are going to discuss DDL and also DML command. So we will start with create command. Create command is belonging to DDL. Okay, so SQL commands can be classified into 3 categories: DDL, DML and DCL. All the DDL and DML command we are going to discuss in this section. After that, we will discuss some of the sample SQL queries. So first one is how we are creating tables. Creating tables. So we know how to create database. To create a database we are using create database command. So for creating tables we are using create table command. Okay, the command that we are using for creating table is create table command. So which command we are using? Create table command. So I am going to write the syntax for create table command. In your textbook some of the angular bracket is given, it's not required. The original syntax I will write. Okay, create table. Okay, which command we are using? Create table name. Create table name. Then create table name. Then open the bracket. So if we are creating tables, then you want to specify the column headings, how many columns we are inserting. Okay, so you want to write column name, then data type, then column name 1, data type constraints. Okay, constraints. So this is for the first column, comma. Okay, I am continuing this. I will start from the next line. Okay, there is no space, so I can't write. Then column name 2 space data type constraints, etc. up to column n data type. Once the table is over, close the bracket, semicolon. When the column section is over, close the bracket, semicolon. Up to any number of columns we can include inside the table. Okay, any number of columns we can include. So here, what is our table? Which command we are using for creating table? Create table command. Which command? Create table command. Then you want to give a suitable table name for our table. So here we can give the table name. Then the name of the column you want to specify here, and data type if it is number or string or date or type, here you want to mention. Then constraints, that you don't know because it is not used in C++ program. Is any of the C++ program contains constraints? No. Control statements present but constraints are not present. So that we will discuss later. Then column name 2, again data type constraints up to any number of column name we can give. Then so command, create a table command, and then suitable table name we can give. So when we are giving a table name for our table, you want to follow some of the rules. Okay, then in +1 we are studying about rules for creating identifiers. So different rules we studied. So all these rules are relating to table name. So for creating a table name, you want to use all the uppercase character, that means capital A to capital Z, small letter a to small letter Z, and also the digits from 0 to 9. All these we can use. Then the table name must consist of any of this alphabet, underscore we can use, and also a special symbol that we can use, that is dollar symbol. Okay, so all these special symbols we can use. White spaces are not allowed. Underscore we can use. Then dollar symbol also we can use. Then SQL keywords cannot be treated as table name. Okay, SQL keywords that is in capital letter cannot be treated as table name. Then after that, the table name at least contain one character. Okay, numbers we can use, combination of letters and numbers we can use, but all the table name must contain at least one character. So these are the different rules present in your text. Okay, I will read the rules first. The name may contain letters, digits, underscore and dollar symbol. Okay. Letters, digits, underscore and dollar symbol. Second rule, the name must contain at least one character. Name with only digits are invalid. Then the name must not contain white spaces and special symbol. Two special symbols that we can use, underscore and dollar. The name must not contain white spaces and special symbol. The name must not contain SQL keywords. And the last rule is the name should not duplicate with the names of other tables. Same names we can't use. So these rules you want to follow when you are creating a table. Clear? When you are creating a table, you want to follow this kinds of rules. Clear? Then, next one, when we create like this, okay, I am going to write one example. So this is the syntax that we are using. So the same syntax I am going to write. This is the syntax and example I am going to write. I am going to create a table student. Create table. What is the table name here? Student. Then open the bracket. First column name is admission number. Admission number, data type is int. Name varchar of 20. Look here. Normally in C++ we are using square bracket. Here instead of square bracket we are using parenthesis for giving the size. Then comma gender char comma DOB data type date, then course varchar comma F income DEC 5, 2. Then close the bracket, semicolon. So the first one was the syntax and the second one was example. Create a table. Which table we are creating? Student. Then the first column, what will be the column name? Admission number. Only integer values we can insert. Second column, name. Third column, gender. Only character value. DOB, date of birth, date. Then course, varchar. Then family income in decimal 5, 2. Clear? So hope you understood this. So this is the syntax. Example for create a table command. So if we write like this, there is no security level present. That means there is no restriction present for this table. That means anyone can add any of the value. There is no security level. So we can give some amount of restriction for this kind of table with the help of constraints. Okay, which one we are using? Constraints. So constraint means these are the rules. When we are creating a table, we can give some kinds of constraints to provide some kinds of restriction to our table. So constraints we will discuss next. What are the different types of column constraints that we are using in SQL? The first one was column constraints. We will discuss different column constraints. We can give different restriction to the table. For example, admission number. When we create a table for a student, there will be no duplicate value for admission number, because to uniquely identify a student we are using admission number. Then that column will not be null. So the first column constraint is not null. First column constraint is not null. We can specify admission number int not null. That means the name, that means the admission number column will not be empty because it is treated as unique identifier. Then second one is auto increment. Auto increment. Auto increment means, for example, if the admission number starts with 100, then the next number is 101, 102, 103 like that. Then automatically incrementing by 1. So we can write like this, admission number int auto increment. So you don't want to give value for admission number. So each row it will add by 1, auto increment, or it is adding by 1. Then next one is unique. Third column constraint is unique. That means no two rows have the same values. That means duplication is not allowed in two rows. Okay, no two rows have same values. Then fourth one is very, very important, primary key. Primary key. Primary key means that we already studied. Primary key is one of the candidate key and it is act as unique identifier. It acts as a unique identifier. Then the actually unique and primary key both are same, but primary key will be a single attribute or one or more attribute. Combination of two columns will be treated as primary key. And one more is the last column constraint is default. Default means default value will be present. If you forgot to write any of the value to this column, that default value will come. So these are the 5 commonly used column constraints. First one, not null. That means that column will not be empty. Actually null means it is a value, but it is not equal to 0. Null equal to another null, or blank space is 0 is not equal to value null. This is a value. If you want to give empty value, then we can use null. Okay, then auto increment, to increment a sum of the fields by 1. Then unique, no two rows have same values to avoid duplication. Then primary key, this was the most commonly used constraint. Then default. Okay, then I am going to write example, same example, student example. I am going to apply all these constraints into table. Okay, all these constraints to table. First example, create table student. What is our table name? Student. Okay, I am going to write in separate line. First one, admission number. Admission number. What will be the data type? Int. Then admission number act as a unique identifier. So it will not be empty. So I can use constraints not null. Then auto increment also I am going to give. That means in every step it will increment by 1. Auto increment. So the first column is over. Then second one, name varchar of 20. Varchar of 20, and also name should not be null. So I am going to write not null. Then what is the third field? Gender. Data type char. Default value M. M is a character, so that's why I am including this inside the single quote. Then DOB, what is the data type? Date. Okay, I am not going to give any of the constraints here. Course, data type varchar. Then 15. Varchar of 15. Then F, income, DEC 5, 2, close the parenthesis, semicolon. Okay, so in this example, I inserted all the column constraint. What is the first column constraint? Admission number int. It will not be empty. That's why not null. So every row, one value is incrementing. That's why auto increment. So once the column definition is over, use comma. After admission number and int, there is no comma present. Okay, after the end of the column description, we are using comma. Then after that, we are starting the second column definition. What is the second column? Name, varchar of 20, not null. Name should not be empty. Gender, char, default value will be m. If you want to enter, if you type F, then F will come. If you forgot to type anything, default value will come. Then DOB date, course, varchar of 15, then F income, DEC 5,2. Okay, so all these are column constraints. Okay, all these are column constraints. Then I am going to write one more example. One more example we can write. All these constraints I am going to use here. Then one more example I am going to write. So this is, I think it is clear. Create a table command. Admission number int not null. Auto increment. Then name should not be empty. Gender default value is M. Date of birth date. Then course varchar F income DEC. Once it is over, close the parenthesis and semicolon. So all the column constraints I inserted. Next I am going to write one more example. So here it is. Student table. Next I am going to write stock table. Create table stock parenthesis I code, that means item code char 2. Only 2 characters present. Primary key primary key auto increment. Primary key auto increment semicolon. Then second column was item name varchar of 20. Then name should not be null. So we can write not null. Then comma date of purchase DT purchase, data type date, then rate DEC 10,2 comma QTY data type int comma unique iCode, comma, iname. Close the 2 parentheses, semicolon. Okay, look here. Here we are creating a table. What is the table name? Stock. Our table name is stock and it consists of 5 columns. What is the first column? iCode. iCode means item code. What will be the data type? Character. 2 characters we are using. Then it should not be empty. After each row it is incrementing by 1. Second one, name of the product. Data type varchar. Name should not be null. Third one, date of purchase. Fourth one, rate. And fifth one, quantity. Then look here. Unique iCode, comma, iname. What does this unique iCode, comma, iname indicate? Unique is a column constraints, but here we are applying it as a table constraint. That means in this table, the item code and item name should not have same values. Clear? Item name and item code will not be repeated. For example, if the first item code is 101, product name is pen. Then in other column, if you write 101 pen, it will not be allowed. That means duplicate values will not be allowed. That's why unique iCode, comma, iname. That means we are restricting the duplicate values. So this concept is known as table constraints. Okay, table constraints. We are restricting some of the values in table. So 2 columns we are using I code comma I name. So no 2 rows have same number of values. Clear? I think it is clear. Create a table stock I code care of primary key. So how many constraints we are using here? Not null, auto increment, then not null. Here unique for 2 columns. That means this is belonging to table constraints category. We are applying restriction to the entire table, not to a particular column. 2 columns we are applying. Okay, so hope you understood. These are the topics that we discussed in this video. So please, I am going to revise the topics. What is mean by SQL commands, DML, DDL and also DML, DDL commands we are discussing here. DCL we are not discussing. Then how we are creating tables, create a table commands we are using. Then the constraints. Constraint starts with not null, auto increment, then unique, default and primary key. Then also we discussed 2 examples. So these 2 examples you want to write in your notebook. The same example is also available in your textbook. If you have any doubt in this, you can refer your textbook for writing this note. Then you want to write one question in your homework, that means the constraint, different types of column constraints. Example, definition also you want to write. Okay, so hope you understood. The remaining section, continuation of create table command, we will discuss in the next video. Okay then, thank you.